Facing the Lion, Chapter 11. A Warrior in Two Worlds. The lion ate my favorite cow that gave the most milk. The warriors of the mountains of grass and streams, and the life of our people. That lion is no more. When I tell my mom about the sun, how it doesn't move, she thinks I'm crazy. I tell her, Mom, the sun is fixed. It's the earth that moves around the sun. She says, Okay, son, I'm putting this rock here. Let's see if it's going to move before tomorrow. She just doesn't understand it. If I ask her what she thinks happens, she says, Well, son, I think the sun goes down, goes all the way underground, and rises up on the other side of the country. And how about the stars? Well, the stars, during the day, they go out and graze like the cows do, so you don't see them. At night, they come home and sleep, and we see them up there. That's all she knows. For her, there's just nature. Bring science, bring technology to her, she'll never really get it. If there's an eclipse of the moon, she thinks that we did something wrong, and she prays. When I'm home and staying with her in her hut, I'll sometimes hear her get up in the night and pray, Thanks for bringing my son home. Thanks for the things you've done for me. And bring the moon back. I tell her, Mom, when I come home, I fly here. She has no idea where America is. She knows it's far away. That's all. She'd never get in a plane. She sees them up there, but they don't mean anything to her. So I tell her, my plane leaves at 6:30 in the morning when you take the cows out. You go the whole day and the cows come home and I'm still up in the air. And you sleep and I'm still traveling. And the next day, when you take the cows out again, is when I reach America. She says, All that time, you're up there? Yes. And you eat and move around in the plane? Yes. And she says, Son, I don't believe you, but I trust you. I trust what you are telling me. The thing is, I spent very little time with my mother when I was growing up. I was away at boarding school from the age of 6. And when I wasn't at school, I was usually at the cattle camp with my brothers and the other men. I was learning how a boy is supposed to live, learning our traditions, how to be brave, how to protect the cattle, and not to involve myself too much with women. That's our culture. I'd see my mother for perhaps 10 days a year, so now I make it a point to spend time with her. I go to Kenya. I go home to Kenya during school vacations, and I spend 2 or 3 weeks with her, telling her what I'm doing and finding out from her about life at home. Whenever I go home, I bring her presents, usually some cloth. It's not very much. As I told you, she doesn't have many possessions. She doesn't live like that. After college, I became a teacher in McLean, Virginia, at the Langley School. A teacher doesn't make a lot of money, but I always saved what I could. I wanted to do something more for my mom. At the end of my second year teaching, I took a group of students and parents to Kenya during the summer vacation. They saw where I came from, what kind of life I'd lived as a child, the kind of huts we lived in. I told them, this is how my mother lives. She lives in a hut like this. And I was thinking about what I could do for her. After the trip, the group gave me some money to help me and to say thanks. I took the money, put it in an envelope, wrapped it tight with a rubber band, and stuffed it away at the bottom of my bag. I didn't even look at it. I thought, if I see it, I'm going to want to spend it. I knew I wanted to do something special for my mom. So I went home and with Ilmatarian and a friend and some soldiers I knew, I went to an area near the Ethiopian border where there are a lot of cows. With the group's money and the money I had been saving, I bought my mom some cattle. The cows up there were a good breed. They were more drought resistant and gave more milk than our cows. I thought that they would be the perfect present for my mom, not only for her, but for the whole community. There would be more milk for everybody, and the new cattle would improve our breeding stock. So we went up there and bought the cows. We arranged for transportation. Then we drove home. I never said a word to my mom, so she wasn't expecting anything. The cows arrived about a week later. I made sure that they were brought to the village early in the morning. Mornings are regarded as a blessing. As the sun was coming up, I brought the cows into the kraal. One by one, each of them, I said to my mom, this is a gift for you. What you've done for me has been incredible. You've supported me my whole life through all the tough decisions to allow me to stay in school. When people wanted me to drop out, you made me stay. So this is your gift. Come and see your cows. She couldn't believe it. She couldn't say a word. She just went, looked at them, touched them. It was time for the cattle to go out and graze. So the new cows went out with the rest of the herd. When they came back that evening, Mom went out and looked at them again. And that night, she woke up many times to go out to be with them. What she was doing was naming them. In the morning, she took me out and told me their names. This is so and so, and this is so and so, this is so and so. She was very happy. I knew it was going to make her happy, but I didn't know how happy. And now the children of the village are saying, I'll go to school to buy cows from my mom like Lekotin did. It's been very good.